Yeah, we are now live. So, Nishant, we can start. Nishant, yes.
Okay, sure. A famous preacher, Nat Turner, once said, good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. If someone has watched the 2015 Toastmasters International World Championship winning talk, The Power of Words by Muhammad Khatani, he said, words, when said and articulated in the right way, can change someone's mind. They can alter someone's belief. And he further says, a simple choice of words can make a difference between someone accepting or denying your message. These words clearly resonate with our motivation behind this new science communication initiative titled Saransh by Indian National Young Academy of Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Dr. Nishant Chakravarti, and along with me is Dr. Nishad Fatima, your co-host for today's ceremony. We are pleased to welcome you all to this much awaited ceremony, the awards ceremony for Saransh 2021. We are honored to have with us Professor Sandeep Verma, Secretary SERB, as our chief guest for today's function. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of the entire INYAS Saransh team. First, I'd like to invite Dr. Chandrasekhar Sharma, Chair INYAS, to say a few words about this new initiative by INYAS. Over to you, Dr. Chandra.
Thanks, Nishant. Good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, on behalf of INYAS, I welcome all the participants who have joined us today on the YouTube and all the finalists who are with us directly here on the Zoom platform. I thank today's chief guest, Professor Sandeep Verma, Secretary SERB, and Mr. Dharmesh Gala, CEO, Anton Par India Private Limited. The foundation of Indian National Young Academy of Sciences, INYAS, was laid in 2015 by INSA with 20 founding members. Since then, in just 7 years' time, INYAS has grown exponentially with now close to 100 members and 33 alumni. Especially during the pandemic times, INYAS has taken several new initiatives and successfully explored the virtual platform to widen its outreach activities to the next higher level. More than 200 webinars were organized, including several popular webinar series like Vigyan Setu, jointly with INSA, to create the awareness on COVID-19. In April 2021, INYAS launched a multi-pronged nationwide awareness campaign on COVID-19 vaccination. This included organizing audio and video competitions for school and college students, launching a mobile app, Gyantika webinar series, and a booklet on myths on vaccination in 11 regional languages. INYAS also organized several webinar series, such as Women in Science, Scientists from India's Past and Present, Windows of Opportunities in Science and Engineering, among several others. Some of these webinar series have viewership of more than 20,000 on INYAS YouTube channel. During the pandemic, INYAS organized 4 workshop series in different subjects, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology, to prepare the MSc students for competitive exams. This was highly successful with more than 3,000 registrations and nearly 25,000 viewers on INYAS YouTube channel. All the videos are even available now. To reach out to rural India, several programs were executed in local languages and documents were translated in regional languages. INYAS has given a new dimension to its international collaboration with other national young academies from Asian and ASEAN countries and organized several joint outreach activities for young scholars, such as Sci Art Image Competition. INYAS started its mid-year meeting on annual basis and also formed 7 local chapters for close liaising with INSA local chapters and also to develop the new outreach programs as per the local needs. To encourage the research excellence, INYAS has instituted 5 national awards in various subject categories for the best PhD thesis, as sponsored by the industry and the individuals. This year, INYAS has also worked on few white papers highlighting the need for curiosity-driven research, impact of COVID on Indian researchers, and status and challenges before the young scientists and women scientists. Containing the support of Indian journals, INYAS has edited 2 special issues of Proceedings of INSA in 2020 and 2021, and also edited a special issue of Resonance Science Popular Journal. In the series of such initiatives, we have conceptualized the science communication competition for PhD scholars, Saransh, 3 minutes thesis competition. We know that there is a need for scientific innovations which arise from the challenges faced by the society at large. However, it is often seen that the dissipation of such knowledge to the population is laced with the challenges like lack of proper connect with the audience and excessive use of scientific jargon. Saransh is an attempt to bridge this gap between the budding scientists and the community at large. It provides a platform to the PhD scholars across the country to present their work to a wider audience who have little or no knowledge in the area of research. It is a virtual edition of what DST has started a few years back, Avsar, which was in the form of writing stories. On one hand, this will help the research scholars to improve their scientific communication skills, and on the other hand, provide an opportunity to the community to understand our scientific advancements in a non-technical language. When I shared this idea with Dharmesh from Par, it was really surprised for me to that just in one email, he agreed to support the event and the awards and also committed for it in the future as well. The competition was open for all the PhD students who have completed at least 2 years in their program and registered in any state, central institute, university in the areas of physical, chemical, life science, and engineering sciences. The students were allowed to present maximum of 3 slides in 3 minutes, either in English or Hindi, to communicate their research with a layman's perspective. We received very overwhelming response with a total of 126 entries. All these 126 videos are available on YouTube in public domain. You can just type INYAS Saransh to view them. In the first round, 3 members committee of INYAS members shortlisted around 33 participants among these 126 entries. 12 in life science, 10 in engineering science, 6 in physical science, and 5 in chemical sciences. The final rounds were held on 11th, 12th, and 13th November online in front of a jury of eminent scientists and science communicators. This included Smita Jain, Spurti Raman, Shubhra Priyadarshini, and Ajay Jha, INYAS alumni and INYAS members coordinators. At each stage of evaluation, conflict of interest was taken care to maintain the utmost transparency. Today, we shall be announcing the winners in a while. I congratulate all the winners today and also thank all other finalists and participants for their great efforts. I am sure even if you're not winner today, you might have learned a lot from this. As I said, Saransh will be a regular annual event from INYAS. Apart from this, we are also in process of finalizing few more flagship programs on a regular annual basis, targeting different sections, school students, PhD scholars, postdoc researchers, and women young scientists in the new year. With this, I congratulate all the winners again and wish a very happy new year ahead to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chandra, for giving the overview of all the activities of INYAS in general and of course about Saransh in particular. And for a thought to culminate into a successful action, stakeholders' support plays a very crucial part. And for this event, we had a generous sponsor and supporter in the form of Par. May I now call upon Dr. Dharmesh Gala, CEO Par, our event sponsor, to offer his special remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me congratulate all the winners of this event. The most important part of this idea from Dr. Chandrasekhar was mainly that the PhD scholars will also get a lot of motivation, and also in this when they are preparing for this, they will also rethink a lot of things what they are doing right now. the reason, of course, Antanpar would like to be a part of such events is because as a company, we for the first 35 years were just manufacturing company, just machining parts. Okay, but after 35 years, that is after 1922 to 1957. So in 1957, we collided with one professor and his two research scholars. Okay, and the idea of a small angle X-ray scattering system actually came out, from this group, and Professor Otto Kratky, who was the professor, and one of his students, the research scholar at that time, Dr. Glatter, both have taken Antanpar from a mere manufacturing company to an instrument company. Okay, so always, the ideas from research scholars and of course their core professors who basically guide them into different areas of research is an exciting idea. Many of other products into Antanpar also came up with such collaborations. So I would, I'm really happy that this type of competition was held up, and there was really a good, healthy participation in this competition. It was an innovative way, because in this pandemic world, to have that type of collaboration with so many numbers, the technology allowed us to do that, and I'm sure that the all who have participated would really benefit from it. Okay. So once again, I would like to congratulate INYAS to really have this platform going, and all the participants along with the winners of this particular event. So thank you very much, and wish you all the best. And we would keep on supporting this event, as I have already committed to Dr. Chandrasekhar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gala. INYAS is indeed extremely grateful to Antanpar for this wonderful support, and of course looking forward for this collaboration to keep going on. So today we have also got some of our esteemed jury members from the final round as well. And in here, I would like to invite upon Dr. Ajay Jha, Development Editor for ACS Omega and ACS Publications. So Dr. Jha was also one of our esteemed jury members for the final rounds for Saransh. So Dr. Jha, if you can please share a few thoughts about your experience with the overall event. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Chakraborty, and hello, everyone. Nice meeting you all here at this great platform. So first of all, on behalf of the American Chemical Society, I would like to thank INYAS for organizing such a wonderful program called Saransh. It was nice to see young researchers coming up from diverse background, different kind of research works having presented on this platform, and they were able to share their experiences in their comfort zone with the languages. No language barrier was there, so this was one of the best thing, that they were able to express in Hindi as per their comfort and English as per their comfort. So this was one of the best things that we saw on this platform. And again, it's an opportunity for the researchers to reflect back on their journey, their scientific journey, and recapitulate the major highlights of their work in simple and expressive way. So I hope that the researchers will understand the basic essence of Saransh around bridging the gap between science and society, and continue communicating science in more non-technical ways, so that the people in the society could understand what they are doing in their laboratory. So this is all. It was a great experience working with the other jury members, and we hope that we'll continue this program in the coming years also. Thank you again for making us a part of this program, and congratulations to all the winners. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jha, for your kind words of encouragement and also bringing out the importance of science communication. May I now request Dr. Chandra to play the selected videos made by the participants, which we have actually posted on the YouTube as entries to Saransh. Over to you, Sharma.
Yep.
So while Dr. Sharma is presenting the videos, maybe if we can have Dr. Anindita Bhatra say a few words, that will be extremely great. She is one of our INYAS alumni as well. So if she can share a few words.
Yeah, sure. I'll be happy to. Thank you. It's great to be here. And I don't know how many of the alumni are here. Mahesh is definitely here. You would remember that we had a long time back a discussion about having similar competitions for PhD students. And I'm so happy that we are finally doing it at INYAS. Thanks, Chandra, the current executive committee members, and all the INYAS members. Congratulations for making this such a success. It was really good to follow. I've gone and seen most of the presentations. I was there in the committee, so of course, those I had to see first. But then I think our students have had a fantastic opportunity to communicate science. I personally believe that communicating science to the public is our responsibility as scientists. It's not just something you do as a side, but each of us should train our students to talk to people, to young children, to their families about the science that we do. We do a lot of research using public money. It's our social responsibility to communicate the findings of that research to one and all. And I'm so glad that we are doing this at INYAS. I'm so glad that we had such immense participation. And I'm sure Saransh is going to keep growing over the years in terms of participation from the younger community. And I hope that we are going to, help build a community of young science communicators who will be in science and maybe in other fields of society, but would definitely be able to talk science to a lot of lay people. And that's something that we really need in our society in a big way. So congratulations once again, and congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you, Dr. Anindita. Over to you, Dr. Sharma.
The smallest basket in the world contains particles and structures. I am Prasenjit Ghosh, and I'm here to talk to you about particulate structures. So, what's the deal? In 1950, Francis Crick of the DNA double helix fame made a disruptive comparison of a living cell with a mother's work basket. Our bodies are made of trillions of these baskets, in each of which flexible structures interact with discrete particles. How does one model such a coupled system? To the traditional eye, structures and particles are separate entities. But what if they were fundamentally the same? The particulate approach views a structure as a group of interconnected particles. It can handle contacts no matter how complex. Whether it can handle large deformation, better known as compliance, is unexplored. Compliance and contact are two fundamental features of particle structure problems. Using the discrete element method, we capture compliance in particulate structures like slender beams, thin films, and arches. In all cases, the structural response was accurately described. Now let's look at how the structures interact with particles through case studies inspired from nature. An array of compliant beams does a rhythmic oscillation to capture particles. What we are interested in is the efficiency of particle capture by the array. The genesis of this problem lies in cilia, slender structures within cells that capture particles. Particles can also apply a systematic squeeze on a structure. An evidence of this fascinatingly complex motion is found inside our cells. Large proteins assemble on the mitochondria in a helix to create a squeeze. Next, a quadruple arch performs a directed interaction to trap a particle. What creates this directed motion is the presence of two stable states. We take inspiration from the Venus flytrap, whose leaves capture insects by hopping from one stable state to another. Finally, we demonstrate how structures and particles work in harmony. Here we model a cell nucleus with an elastic shell coupled to a core of particles. This compound structure mimics a host of nuclear responses depending on the coupling extent. Computational modeling of particulate structures helps us understand complex systems, from flexible robots for earthquake rescue to microparticle filtration with synthetic cilia, from designing debris flow barriers to highlighting the role of nucleus in muscular and heart diseases. We hope to use this understanding to achieve better outcomes for real-world systems. Thank you.
My job is to make college easier because students
Hello everyone. Let's talk about the evil we are fighting over a century. You must be thinking, who is this evil I'm talking about? I'm talking about cancer. No, don't worry, it's not the sunshine cancer. It's the deadly disease cancer, which grows inside our body without giving much early warnings and takes hundreds and thousands of lives worldwide. So what is cancer and how it grows? For that, we should first understand our body. So just like a building is made up of bricks, our body is made up of cells, which consist of DNA and proteins regulating its function. Suppose this is a normal cellular layer inside a human being, which consists of two important processes, cell division and cell death. And the balance between two is maintained where new cells grow and the old defective cells die. And this balance is maintained by proteins in normal cellular conditions. But sometimes what happens, this balance is disrupted, resulting in uncontrolled cell division without any cell death, which leads to cancer growth. In my thesis, I worked on prostate cancer, which is one of the most common cancers among men worldwide. And the protein I found, which controls these cellular processes, is DLX1. So what happens when DLX1 is present in prostate cells? They becomes enemy of their neighboring cells and starts uncontrolled cell division, building its own army, leading to prostate cancer growth and spread. So here is what happens. In case of normal prostate cells, there is no DLX1 and as it is switched off. But in case of prostate cancer, some regulatory factors comes and switch on the DLX1, resulting in its upregulation, which leads to uncontrolled cell division, resulting in cancer growth. These cells then also enters the bloodstream and reaches the distant organs such as lungs and bone and start dividing there also, thus spreading the cancer all over the body. What I found that we can target these factors using the anti-cancer drugs, which results in switching off DLX1 again, leading to cancer regression. Thus, at the end, I would like to say that this is one of the efforts to fight against the cancer, but this fight is real and is still on. And for the effective fight, it is important to spread awareness among people for their health as it assists the early detection and effective cancer treatments. Thank you and take care.
Hello everyone, I'm Vikram Bharti, a PhD scholar at IIT Hyderabad. My PhD thesis is bacterial cellulose grabbed carbon nanofiber for metal sulfur batteries. The major objective of this work to develop an efficient cathode matrix with electrocatalyst and a flexible and freestanding cathode matrix which can be utilized for metal sulfur battery. So the motivation behind this work nowadays, because of increasing environmental cleanliness, people are moving towards the electric vehicle. Nowadays, the lithium-ion battery is used for running an electric car. Here, we can see if lithium-ion battery can be used for running an electric car, it can go till 200 kilometers between consecutive charges. But if the same car can be used, can be run using metal sulfur battery, it can go beyond 400 kilometers. As well as the highest solar flight was tested for using lithium sulfur battery in August 2008, and it has been proved that lithium sulfur battery can be used efficiently for running a flight as well. The reason is the capacity of the material used for lithium ion battery are on lower side. However, if we compare the sulfur batteries, this number on the higher side almost 5 times higher than the lithium ion battery. So there are still few problems with sulfur batteries, which include insulating nature of sulfur and subtle behavior. In subtle behavior, the intermediate polysulfide generated during the reaction are soluble in electrolyte and keep settling between cathode and anode, causing loss of activity. So for that, bacterial cellulose, one of the poorest cellulosic precursor, was chosen to quantify these issues, where the beneficial properties are high electrical conductivity to impart the conductivity to sulfur, porous morphology to sustain the volume changes during the reaction, and electrocatalyst using Mn2O3 for tackle the issue of subtle behavior, and because of that, the improved performance can be achieved. So in this case, the Mn2O3 electrocatalyst loaded with the carbonized bacterial cellulose was used as a cathode material, and slurry was prepared using the binder and pasted on the current collector and utilized directly as the electrode. If we see the efficacy of this work, here an electric car can be run even at lower cost using sulfur battery more than 400 kilometers. The outcome of this work include high performance cathode material with inbuilt electrocatalyst, simple and scalable approach, and can be operated at higher current rate. In the preceding work, we have utilized flexible and freestanding cathode, where we are not using any binder or current collector. So that's why we are reducing the weight of the battery. And this is the novel and effective way to distribute sulfur on the surface. And it was used to run on to light and candle, where it can run light the candle for continuous 6 hours without fluctuation in the light. Thank you.
Home sweet home.
And the last one.
Myself, Trinagro. I'm from CSRMAO, Senior Research Fellow. Today I'm going to tell about my work, tracking of oil spills along the coast of India. Oil spills. What are the oil spills? Leaking of oil into water environment is called oil spill. There are two types of oil spills really happen. One is natural oil spill, second one is anthropogenic oil spill. When oil spills are happening, why to be worried? Because these oil spills affects the sea animals, plants, and coastal area. You can see in this figure, there are many fishes died due to oil spill. You can see this figure, there are coastal region covered with oil spills. So we have chosen coastal India region as a study area because coastal India region is covered with many major and minor groups. At the same time, west coast of India is receiving cargo deposition. So we have chosen a remote sensing technique. Remote sensing technique is a good capable of detection of this type of problems. When oil is leaking into the water, because of different natures of oil and water, oil float on the water. It's like one blanket is floating on water when oil is leaking on surface, water surfaces. We can see this figure. This is the satellite image we have get to remote sensing. Oil images we can see in the image a dark color, then other colors, land and water. From our goal of work is we find out this type of oil spills, at this same time future of these oil spills, and what are the coastal region affecting because of this oil spills. You can see the right side image will get like this. There are many waves surrounded by oil spill. You can dark we can see. So these type of images we have done for 2017, and we have plotted along the west coast of India. So these are, we can see there are many oil spills happen. And if you zoom the region, there are repeated oil spill locations that happen. This type of oil spills, what is the future of it? Where it goes? To check that, we have used wind effect and current effect. Wind is nothing but when we are leaving the kite moves, how wind direction is moving. The same way, current. In 1992, the duck container sank into the water, and the ducks distributed around the world. That indicates ocean water surface are moving, currents are moving. So because of this current and wind, we applied on this location, repeated locations, and we can see the figure. These are our in every spill in different months at different directions. So here we used the wind and current effect, and we released when we got tar balls in over region, that day we released in reverse. So what is the responsible for this formation? Tar balls. So exactly the wind and current and moving, it is matching with the repeated locations of oil spills. From this study, we are telling that these are the spills responsible for the pollution along the west coast of India. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. It was indeed really heartwarming to see these videos again. And I can tell you, the students were fabulous even in the final rounds, where actually we had a question and answer session as well following the main presentations. So it was really great. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Professor Sandeep Verma, Secretary SERB. Well, although he doesn't need any introduction, but as it is customary, I would just like to say a few words. So Professor Verma is presently serving as the Secretary, Science and Engineering Research Board. He is a professor in the Department of Chemistry at IIT Kanpur. His research interests lie in ordered peptide assemblies, metal-mediated nanoscale systems, programmable soft matter for neuronal regeneration, novel antimicrobials, and small molecule stem cell modulation. He's an elected member fellow of the Indian National Science Academy, the Indian Academy of Sciences, and National Academy of Sciences, India. He's also a recipient of several prestigious awards, which include the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize in 2010, the Swarn Jayanti Fellowship in the Bhatnagar Prize in 2010, Swarn Jayanti Fellowship in 2005, and the BM Birla Science Prize 2003, and many more. So the list can continue and I can keep going on, but without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Professor Verma. Sir, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chakravarti. Let me start by thanking Professor Sharma, Professor Fatima, and all other colleagues from INYAS. This is a very great organization that has come up in recent times for this very kind invitation to be a part of all of you on this very great occasion of Saransh Prize distribution function. I must congratulate all the winners. I'm sure, as I heard from Professor Sharma's preamble, that there were quite a number of entries, and through a due selection process, we have come together to felicitate the winners. So winners deserve congratulations, as well as the participants who took their time out to send their videos. They deserve our accolades and congratulations as well. So this, when I heard this, when I got the invitation for Saransh, which literally means summary, and it was so aptly named because you are trying to summarize your PhD work in 3 minutes or less, right? And that is really a cool idea, because that allows the students to sort of shorten this grand vision that they have had for last 5 odd years during their PhD, and articulate in as simple words as possible so that the message can come across and many non-specialists could understand their field as well as specialists. So, and of course, the 5 videos that we saw, they truly reflect what would have been the idea of people who conceptualize this particular event or particular, this concept of Saransh. I think it's a great idea, but I would like to point out a few things that I also find very interesting from the standpoint of science communication, because most of us, including myself, we all have risen from the ranks of PhD, postdoc, and slowly we have grown old in the system, but we have never really were away from communicating our science to others. So you could be a secretary, you could be a professor, you could be a PhD student. Science is science for everybody. It doesn't change by ranks. And that is the beauty when we do research. We all connect at a plane which has nothing to do with age, which has nothing to do with our, respective cadres that we have achieved over years. So it is more of a reflection of the age and the time is spent in the system. But having said this, I think it is really important for our realize that what they did just now in the maiden edition of Saransh is truly spectacular. And I hope that this trend would continue and it will take a shape where more number of participants, not just English and Hindi, perhaps taking it to other language systems, because we have no dearth of good experts in other languages. The figures, the formulas may still remain the way they are, but whatever is natural to a person, and that is against something which is being propagated and proposed by the new education policy, diversifying into very many other languages. Second point I wanted to make is just from my own experience, some decades back when I was still young, I got an invitation to give a lecture, and which I readily accepted. It was from Royal Society of Chemistry. But it turned out when I reached IIT Bombay, maybe a week ahead of my arrival, that it is a chalkboard lecture. So what our younger colleagues just showed, these pictures of a boy flying kite to show wind, and very many other, sort of non-verbal communication diagrams, right? Just imagine these 3 minutes were to be given to any one of us, and you have to go to a chalkboard to explain to a non-specialist what exactly you do as part of your research. No PowerPoint, nothing. And that was truly special, because I would never forget. So 2 chalks in your hand and a duster and a room full of people. We had more time. Of course, we had, say, 30 minutes to give our lecture, but that was really nice. So that is another form of communication we are slowly losing out in the era of online meetings, online lectures, online, what we are doing at the moment, right? So I think because time has come when people are traveling, things are opening up. I wish Saransh in its new edition would have a physical presence somewhere. If it is in Delhi, SERB would be very happy to support you, your efforts, including whatever is needed as part of organization, right? So that is one commitment to all of you. The third point is, I think, I'm not sure, some of us would know, students may not, that in European systems, there is something what is called as an opponent when you present your thesis. So you are not really being judged by a panel of examiners. It is almost like a debate, or in Hindi, what you would call a shastrarth, right? The questions flowing both ways, and you are not really trying to disparage anybody. You're not trying to pull anybody down. But while you are presenting, there would be some kind of, a layperson or a sort of non-specialist would grill you real hard when you are giving your presentation. So at some point of time, our students, our community should also realize that, how we can use communication not only to present and then walk away from the podium, but also take questions from non-specialists, because questions that come from non-specialists are very special, right? They could ask anything. We may not have even thought of it, but that deserves merit in terms of good answers, and that may really, crack up few of your neurons to give the right answer in that kind of in the way that is required for a non-specialist to understand. The final point I wanted to make is that from DST side, there, I'm sure many of us know, there is a program called as Avsar, which is about writing skills, right? So there, instead of speaking for 3 minutes, you are given a chance in a limited number of words that you can present your research for non-specialists / specialists, all right? So that again, the way you would communicate, the way you would come across trying to explain the research topic, the theme, concepts, and the experiments that were used, right, to all concerned. I may be in chemistry, or I may do a lot of biology, but still many biological experiments may be new to me, or I may not have known about them. And that is where the excitement lies. So I think INYAS has taken up this great idea, and you have moved forward. And SERB has partnered with INSA, if you would recall, through something which was announced last year, a competition called as Science Through My Eyes, right? you make a 1-minute video, and we have given actually, I'm on record, a massive funding to INSA, where the money given by SCRB to INSA should be used in a very focused way for communication related, efforts, projects, initiatives. So I think INYAS should get together with President Ma'am and figure out if there is a way to take that SCRB mandate that has been given to INSA in some shape and form and take it to younger colleagues, to student postdoctoral fellows, including whoever you think could be a target audience. I think for our young friends, never stop learning, never stop thinking and reading, communicating, and just bouncing off ideas. I love that. I mean, you really when you bounce off ideas, you really gain a lot. And I think people would eventually realize that what they really did for these 3 minutes was quite special. I think this show must go on. We must have more such entries. We must have more such, and also it need not be, if I may suggest to Professor Sharma, Professor Fatima, and Professor Chakravarti and Bhadra, that it could also be futuristic. In 3 minutes, could you tell a brand new blue sky idea that would bring, say, some kind of solution to circular economy of XYZ, or circular treatment of batteries or waste, things like that. It is quite likely that some of these breakthrough ideas would come from a sharp, bright, young minds compared to, I don't want to say, right? So you know what I'm trying to say. So let Saransh not be just summary, but let it be more expansive and taking it to future newer directions. With these words, I truly am very grateful to all of you for having me over here. It is incredible effort. Thanks to all the organizers, to the participants. Congratulations to everybody who participated and the winners. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor Verma, for motivating one and all present here with your words of wisdom. You have highlighted how science communication through chalk and duster is as important as the PowerPoint, and especially with your personal anecdote. Thank you, sir, also for readily offering SCRB's help in pursuing this endeavor. And we surely will work on your recommendations and advice, like working with INSA and also presenting as a pitch the future ideas by bright minds. Thank you once again. Well, the moment of this entire ceremony or this event has arrived. May I now request Nishad to do the honors?
Thank you, Nishad. So I would request Professor Sharma to please start displaying the presentation where we can announce one by one. So we had 4 categories: the physical sciences, the chemical sciences, the life sciences, and the engineering sciences. So we will go one by one for each of the categories, and we'll go with the awards in the reverse order. So Professor Sharma, you may please start. So in the physical sciences, the 3rd prize winner is Mintu Kumar from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. The second prize, the second prize in the physical sciences categories goes to Kulvinder Kaur from IIT Ropar. And the much awaited, the first prize in the physical sciences category goes to Vasanti Trinada Rao, CSIR, National Institute of Oceanography, Goa. So congratulations to all the winners from the physical sciences category. Now we move on to the next category, the chemical sciences, where we have only 2 awards. The second prize goes to Pratiksha Joshi from CSIR, Indian Institute of Petroleum, Dehradun. And the first prize goes to, the suspense is not over yet, goes to Vikram Kishore Bharti from IIT Hyderabad. Congratulations to both the winners from the chemical sciences category. Next, we move on to the life sciences. The third prize goes to Prakash Sivakumar from CSIR, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. Then we have the second prize winner. Let's move on to that. And that is Subhashini Pandey from Institute for Stem Cell Sciences and Regenerative Medicine, Bengaluru. And let's see who we have at the first position in the life sciences category. So that is Sakshi Goyal from IIT Kanpur. Congratulations to all the three winners from the life sciences category. So now we move on to the last category, which is the engineering sciences. And in here we have a joint third place winner. So the first of the third prize goes to Ekansh Agarwal. And we also have another third prize winner, which is going to be the next slide. And that is Pragya Gupta from IIT Ropar. The second prize goes to Priyanka Suri from IISc Bangalore. And well, we are very much close to announcing the last prize for this evening. In the engineering sciences category, the first prize goes to Prasenjit Ghosh, again from IISc Bangalore. So congratulations to all the winners from all the categories. It has been indeed a pleasure to hear all of you and your question and answers throughout the final rounds. Exceptional talks. Thank you so much. And now I hand it over to my colleague, Dr. Nishad.
Thank you, Dr. Nishant, for announcing the much awaited results. I'm sure the prize winners must be very excited right now. So congratulations to all the award winners. All your hard work and efforts has finally paid off. And I'm sure this is a moment for you all to cherish. Trust me, it is never easy to convey 4 to 5 years of your hard work in just 3 minutes flat. So you guys deserve this. Congratulations. And now I would like to call upon some of the award winners to share their experience and views with us. Considering the limited time we have, I would request everyone to be very brief with their comments. So first, I would like to call Trinanda Rao, Vasana City. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yes.
Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Trinanda Rao from CSR NIO. I am Senior Research Fellow. I am working with Dr. Sunil Vasmala. I take this golden opportunity to thank our respected chief guest, Sandeep Verma sir. Sir, your speech is fantastic, sir. The sentence you said that there is no degree in science, you have to explain to everybody. Excellent, sir, and all the dignitaries. And I extended my gratitude towards the jury committee members, INYAS, Saransh, and the sponsors, Dharmesh sir, and everyone. And it's really fabulous and fantastic, sir. And it's an immense pleasure and honor to be part of INYAS competition. And it's a great opportunity and encouragements like youngsters like us who they wanted to establish their career in science. It's really a good opportunity. And we can communicate our things, what we are working to the layman. The concept of the INYAS Saransh is fantastic, sir. Because the first point is you have to explain your things to layman at the same time within time period of time. So we are synthesizing the things of our work and we are expressing. It's a bit challenging for us and really encouraging for us. This type of activities are more required for the establishing the science and students. And I'm so grateful to be here, sir. I'm actually very happy. I wanted to thank all my friends and my lab mates, Alex, Anthony, and my sir, everyone. And thank you, sir.
Thank you, Trinanda Rao. And now I'll call Ekansh Agarwal.
Very good evening to you all. I apologize, I cannot turn my video on at present because I'm sitting it somewhere else. I'm very happy to receive this prestigious award for a national level competition that was judged by the diverse jury in 2 stages. I heartily thank Indian National Young Academy of Sciences for organizing these competitions like Saransh, which allow PhD scholars like me to reflect on our work from a realistic lens. To be very honest, prior to this competition, I had never analyzed my work for its practical significance. But as a participant of this competition, I got a chance to think about my work from a mental scape of a layman, and it also considered the social and sustainability aspect of my work. So on the whole, I'm very thankful to INYAS, and I encourage the upcoming scholars to participate in these competitions and other upcoming competitions by Saransh. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanch. Next, I would like to call Subhashini Pandey.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful experience to be a part of this competition. Presenting our work or summing up our work in 3 minutes is challenging yet interesting. And I think it's a great practice for all the PhD students to put their work or presentation to scientific and a non-scientific community. Thanks a lot for giving us this opportunity. I really thank INYAS for giving us this opportunity, and I congratulate everyone who has taken part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Subhashini. And now I call upon Sakshi Goyal. Sakshi?
Yes. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank all the jury members for this award and congratulate to all the participants who put their efforts and summarize their work. Saransh competition is a great platform for the students to present their work in a simplified manner. It has great impact and it makes us how we can communicate our research in minimum time using minimum words, but the effective ones to the wide audience who are not from the scientific, who are from and not from the scientific background both. It was a unique experience for me as it has helped me to enhance my communication skills. And I'm really thankful to INYAS for this opportunity given to the PhD students. And thank you, everyone, and to my lab mates and to my mentors.
Thank you. Thank you, Sakshi. We have with us yet another jury member who did this pleasant job or a difficult job, probably she will share now. Dr. Smita Jain of Cactus Communication. Would you like to share your remarks for a couple of minutes, ma'am?
Thanks, Nisha. Just quickly, first, congratulations to all the winners. I guess I saw the entries of the life sciences and they were wonderful. I now wonder why such competitions were not there when we were doing PhDs. This would have taught us so many things. There's a lot to learn. There's still a lot to learn, long way to go in order to communicate your work, your thought process in a manner that, as we have been discussing, any lay person can connect, understand, and appreciate. So it's an art, and I'm sure there's no stopping of this art. This skill is something that each one of us continue to develop as we go along. So all the best for some good work, continue to do some really good work, and continue to excel in the art of communication. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And yes, I would definitely like to thank INYAS for inviting me to be on this jury. It was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. And I thank all the participants and the prize winners who just shared their view with us today. Your feedback also gives us a lot of motivation to continue this effort forever. And I would now like to hand it over to Nishant for the pleasant duty of vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Nishant. Thanks a lot. So it has indeed been a wonderful beginning to our science communication event known as Saransh. So as Professor Sandeep Verma also mentioned, that Saransh in Hindi means summary. So that's actually the idea behind why we named it Saransh. But in addition to that, it was also thought of as an acronym for Summary of Academic Research for Awareness of Non-Specialist Hearers. So it has been an attempt to bridge the gap between our budding scientists and the community at large. And I believe we have been able to take the first steps towards our initiative in this year. And we hope to continue this further again in the years to come. Firstly, as a vote of thanks, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Sandeep Verma to take time out of his busy schedule for us and share his thoughts. It has been an honor to have you, sir, with us today. I would also like to express our gratitude to Dr. Dharmesh Gala, CEO Anton Par, for his support for the event. We are extremely grateful to Anton Par for sponsoring this event and also to commit to extend their support beyond this as well. I would like to thank all our external jury members, in particular Dr. Ajay Jha from ACS India, Dr. Shubhra Priyadarshini from Nature India, Dr. Anindita Bhadra, Isaac Kolkata, Dr. Smita Jain, Cactus Communications, Dr. V. Ramanathan from IIT BHU, Dr. Spurti Raman from Ruby Labs, Dr. Geetanjali Yadav from NIPGR, and Dr. Mahesh Kumar from IIT Jodhpur. And of course, thanks to all the coordinators from INYAS, Dr. Chirashri Roy Chaudhary, Dr. Kutubuddin Mola, Dr. Praveen Kumar, and Dr. Dinesh Jagadishan. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all our INYAS panel of judges for the preliminary rounds, which included Dr. Virendra Sharma, Dr. Sanjay Singh, Dr. Manoj Gupta, Dr. Mukesh, Dr. Rohit Sharma, Dr. Shriparna Chatterjee, Dr. Ranjit Sinha, Dr. Ramendra, Dr. Subya, Dr. Veda Krishnan, Dr. Upasna Ray, Dr. Rajneesh, Dr. Nikhil Dhawan, Dr. Sonu Sood, Dr. Neha Sardana, and Dr. Shankar Khosle. Thanks to INYAS office, especially Ms. Madhavi Gande, INYAS core committee members, Dr. Rohini, Dr. Nishad, and all the INYAS members actually for their support and enthusiasm towards this initiative. I'm of course grateful to Dr. Chandrasekhar Sharma, our chair in INYAS, for his constant support and excitement with this event. Dr. Sharma has been leading from the front for this event from the very beginning. And last, but definitely not the least, a big thanks to all our participants for their high spirits and their enthusiasm for this entire event. It has been a great participation from your end. So thank you so much for your great presentations, and this has been the motivation for us. So Saransh is a success because of you. So you have been our driving force, and with this we will definitely endeavor to move beyond this and try to do something better and bigger. So this is just the beginning, and with this I would like to end. So goodbye to everyone till we meet again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Now only.
We can stop.
Chandra, we can stop the live stream.